From job growth to the future of manufacturing in the Alamo City to a look at what to expect from the housing market. San Antonio Express News business editor and columnist Greg Jefferson is here for another business briefing. So instead of looking back at 2019, we're going to look ahead to 2020.
We'll take what we know about 2019 and we'll look forward.
That's right. Yes,
okay.
We are looking forward. So let's talk about job growth. Does that look promising for
It
our
does.
area?
Well, yes, it does.
Okay.
So we're ending, or as we kind of head to the end of the year, our job growth rate is about 2.8%, which does not sound great, but it is actually higher than the state average and better than last year. So, we had a strong year for employers creating new jobs and companies moving into San Antonio and bringing jobs with them. So that's encouraging. And there's really nothing on the horizon other than this, tariff war and a very uncertain presidential election. Apart from that, things seem to be pretty steady. I mean, there's no reason to think we're headed for a depression or a really deep recession. So, at this point, I think it's pretty safe to say, at least in the next few months going into early 2020, we'll see probably the same pace of job growth, and that kind of feeds into the housing market, which has been pretty strong. Again, same thing. There's no reason to think we'll be backsliding much.
Okay. In terms of job growth, is there any indication perhaps what industries in San Antonio may see the biggest growth?
Yeah, I mean, so this year in 2019, the top three for adding jobs was hospitality and leisure, construction, and manufacturing. Hospitality and leisure and construction led by far. They beat every other jobs category handily. Unfortunately, those are some of the lower paying jobs. You still want them because, obviously, if employers are bringing and adding jobs like those here, there's a demand for them, and there are people to fill those jobs. But the money's not hot. Manufacturing, on the other hand, that's encouraging because that does pay more than the average salary or average wage in San Antonio. And it seems to be picking up a head of steam. It's funny, manufacturing is not something you think of as kind of a growth industry, and nationally that really is the case. It's not particularly a strong growth sector, but in San Antonio, it is, at least, now. Yeah, it's working for us now. In 2019, you had Toyota announcing that it's investing more than $300 million in its Southside truck plant. You have Navistar, they're going to be bringing 500 jobs to a new plant on the south side. And, it's going to be right next to the Toyota plant. And those numbers don't really factor in this year at all. None of those jobs exist yet. You also have a Toyota supplier, Ison, that's going to be opening in Cibolo. It's going to be a 900 employee factory to supply the Toyota plant and many others in the region. These are stellar numbers. That's great news, and it's happening just in a part of the economy that San Antonio has never really excelled in.